folks, Dovercourt McCarthy here with 311 Realty Group, bringing you your update for Dovercourt Village for May of 2022. Do watch the GTA, the overall kind of what's going on in the market. The other video accompanying this, whether you're getting this in email or whatever, follow the link to the GTA update because that'll give you perspective on, I talk about we're down probably since February, we're down 10% in the GTA in our market in terms of pricing. We talk about demand, we talk about supply and those variables which have been changed. And of course, my predictions in terms of what we've already had a 1% increase since April in the overnight lending rate from the Bank of Canada. We're likely going to see another 1% by the end of the year. We're being hinted that that's what we're going to see. My prediction as to what that impact will have in the markets going forward for the rest of 2022. Now let's jump into Dovercourt Village. So there were 5 sales, homes in Dovercourt Village. There weren't any condos sold. Least expensive, let's get to that here now, was on Dufferin. Here we go, 1247 Dufferin Street, listed at 999, sold for 1.240. So still some properties being able to, and the word here I would note is renovated. If your property is a 6, 7, 8 out of 10 property, you're still able to utilize this type of strategy in Dovercourt Village and the neighboring areas here. However, if the property is stressed for whatever reason, it's unrenovated or it's in a poor location, I really kind of veer my sellers away from that strategy because there's another property right across the road from this right now and they tried that strategy. Location is very, very poor and they've tried to sell it a couple of times with the multiple offer strategy. They're back on now at 1.2 and offers anytime. They really should have started with that out the gate. The most expensive home sale was 265 Delaware. Here we go. Nice wide lot property here. Listed at 1.349, sold for 1.568. Now this wasn't renovated, showed very clean and everything, but of course being on Delaware. So those are the two that, like I say, there were 5 sales. So again, somewhere where however you've received this video, there is a link around here somewhere. You can download this whole package with all the information of the 5 sales and everything. I'm not going to bore you with that information right now. So now let's look at Dovercourt Village. The last 6 months, of course, these figures, they comprise also of the crazy frantic months that they started this year. So we're going to start to see some of these figures, I'd say, soften as we go into the latter part of 2022. There were 33 sales on an average, homes sold in 12 days. On an average, they sold for 15% above the asking price. So let's say we had a house listed at $1 million. On average, houses sold for 150 over. Expect as we move forward. Now, we haven't really seen the impact like that Greater Toronto area. There are obviously areas that are going to be more impacted than others. Certain properties are going to be more impacted than others. Seller situations of motivation, whatever reason they have to accept the lowest offer and offer night for whatever reason. Those are the properties that we're seeing sell below and pull down our averages. We're still doing quite well though in Dovercourt Village. We are seeing some sales in June, which we'll be talking about when I do this video in July, that are showing some cracks in our local neighborhood housing market. Anyways, more on that later. It's Dovercourt McCarthy here at 311 Realty. Do please reach out to us. You can still manage to sell in this market. You need to be guided well, though. We're seeing in some instances the representation not guide people. You need to have a bit of patience sometimes, particularly when houses aren't selling in this very short, sharp shock kind of market. That market is kind of behind us right now. We'll return at some point, but you gotta be guided through these interesting times. No pun intended.